This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boy, it's James IV, that's Roman numeral 4. Off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap? No cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SPD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. K-Sap, what's up? I'm back in the building. I see everybody that's coming in. Appreciate y'all guys that's tuning in. Appreciate everybody that's in, man. Terry Jackson, I see you. Marlon Cosley. I see you, ADP. I see you, Texas Coco. I see you, 420 Jenkins. Yeah, I'm back in the building, man. Back in the building after a rough last week, but I'm back. For those that didn't see my video I posted, y'all need to check that out, man. That's just a wake-up call, man, for every African black male that stops by this podcast and checks this podcast out. Go look at my video that I posted. The Lord spared my life, and we back. But guys, I know it's hard, and you don't want to really find out the unknowing. Guys, we need to go get ourselves checked out. And the thing about it is, man, I go to the doctor regularly. I take my medication that I'm supposed to take, my blood pressure pills, my Eliquis for my blood clots. For some reason, things wasn't working with the pills that I was taking. It wasn't doing its job. And I'm walking around under normal circumstances like everything's okay. To me, everything was okay, but it wasn't okay. And I had to be rushed to the emergency room on Wednesday night. And that's when everything took a turn for the worse. But the Lord brought me through. But with that being said, I'm back. feeling good. Y'all see the title of the show. Todd Monken drops hints about the quarterback situation. I know I ain't been on here in a minute. I might have lost some things in the algorithm, so y'all get me back off in the algorithm. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all drop a like, man, and hype the video up, man. Share the video out so I can get back in the algorithm. It seems like you take a couple of days off. You know, the YouTube algorithm, it's hard to find you. But hey, that is where we at. But hey, it's no big deal. We're going to continue to grind, but I'm back. I see all my moderators come in the building. I see you, Nicole. I see you, Texas Coco. I see you, ADP. I see you, Marlon. I see everybody that's coming in. So I appreciate y'all coming in, but y'all see the title of the show, man. Y'all see the title of the show, man. Todd Monken drops a hint about that quarterback situation. Now, we've been making, some videos about, this whole Cleveland situation about the quarterback. All they want to do is talk about Shadeur. Cleveland media wants everybody but Shadeur. But Todd Monken, like I told y'all before, y'all just got to pay attention to what Todd Monken has to say. Todd Monken says a lot, and you just got to pay attention. So, yeah, we back in the building. It's crazy. But I'm here to talk about this quarterback situation on what Todd Monken said at the coaches' quarterback meeting. I mean, not the quarterback meeting, but the coaches' meeting. Y'all saw where Todd Monken said the reason why he didn't show up to the coach's photograph, he said he was getting a haircut. So now Todd Monken has came out, and he has said a lot of things about this quarterback situation. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what Todd Monken had to say, and y'all put this stuff in perspective and let me know what y'all think Todd Monken is really trying to say. So let's take a listen to what Todd Monken had to say.
Ourselves a chance to at least evaluate who we have on the roster, whoever that might be, as we go through the offseason.
Aren't going to be divided evenly, so I assume like somebody's going to get more reps without looking at Deshaun's prior film or knowing how they're fit in your offense. How do you decide who is kind of QB1 tentatively to start the offseason workouts?
By basically what we've seen in the past and where the year ended last year.
So does that mean Shadeur gets the bulk of the reps?
I'm not ready to say that yet. I just said the reps can't be divided up evenly. There's no chance it can be divided up evenly. At least on a daily basis.
Why would you not divide the reps up evenly? Like, what is your thinking or philosophy behind not doing that?
Well, I think there's always competition, irrespective of the number of reps a player gets. The number of reps a player gets doesn't eliminate competition. It just, in a given day, let's say, for instance, you want to see a quarterback with the first group, a second group, a third group. Well, are you going to divide those reps up evenly? Are you going to divide up the reps everywhere evenly? I don't see it that way. I don't see it. That doesn't mean there's not competition. I just see it as in a given day, and it'll be daily in terms of who gets what reps and when. Because we certainly want to allocate our reps to the players we feel like are going to give us the best chance to win.
Now you heard exactly what Todd Monken had to say. Now, basically, I've been saying this all along when Todd Monken first took over the head coaching job, and some of the things he has said in some of his interviews, but a lot of people say, oh, he didn't quite say that Shadeur Sanders was going to be the quarterback. Y'all reaching, y'all just, guesstimating, and things like that. But if you listen to what Todd Monken is trying to tell you guys, he basically said, and he's being honest to everybody, that the reps are not going to be distributed evenly. And the reason why they're not going to be distributed evenly, because of what Nicole just alluded to in her chat, when Todd Monken said Shadeur Sanders ended off the season as a starting quarterback. Did we realize that, guys? He ended the season off as a starter. And why would you take reps away from your starter in a situation like that? And he ended the season as a starter. Now, another thing that people don't realize is, what does that do for Dylan Gabriel? What does that do for Dylan Gabriel? See, there was reports out there that somebody said, and somebody sent me a message while I was in the hospital about, some beat writer said something about Deshaun Watson was almost like 90 to 95% going to be the starter for Cleveland day one. And see, this is what they do. But I want to ask you guys a question. What does that do for Dylan Gabriel? Where does Dylan Gabriel weigh at in this whole quarterback situation? Because we've seen ever since free agency started, guys, there's no other quarterback that has entered the room. Hasn't entered the room. So your quarterback room right now is Shadeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson. And also, Todd Monken said, we'll go for what we've seen. That's who has the leg up. Well, if you think about it, Shadeur Sanders ended the season with 2 straight victories. He got 3 victories in his 7 starts. Could have had more, but we all know what Kevin Stefanski was trying to do. He had another agenda. But Todd Monken has been coming out shooting it straight with guys. But people just not listening, because when I regurgitate it and say Todd Monken is basically telling you guys that he is in favor as Shadeur Sanders being his quarterback 1 to start off 2026. Because all the narratives out there was anybody but Shadeur. And all the quarterbacks that they tried to bring in the quarterback room, none of them came walking through that door. None of them. And the crazy thing about it is, we can talk about Anthony Richardson. We can talk about Malik Willis. Malik Willis went off to greener pastures and got paid. But all the list of the quarterbacks that they said that was going to be in competition with Shadeur Sanders or come in to upseed Shadeur Sanders as a starter, none of them walked through that door. And the article out that they have now, let's take a look at the article. It says Todd Monken said Browns will have a quarterback competition, but he doesn't expect to divide reps equally. So that means a lot. He's coming out telling you that it's no reason for him to even divide the reps, equally, because Shadeur Sanders has a leg up on everybody. And like Myles Garrett and others have said, that quarterback 1 is for Shadeur Sanders to lose, man. He has a hold on it until he loses it. They say new Browns head coach Todd Monken indicated that there will be a quarterback competition this spring and summer, but how the competition will play out could be a little different. Monken said there won't be an even 3-way split in the workload between holdover quarterbacks Shadeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson when the Browns offseason program starts April the 7th. I don't expect the reps to be divided equally, Monken said Tuesday at the AFC Coaches Breakfast, an annual league meeting in Phoenix, via the Akron Beacon Journal. As for who is in the driver's seat for the competition, Monken isn't yet ready to say. He indicated that the staff will make determination on which one of the 3 will get the first crack at being quarterback 1, going off basically what they've seen in the past. Well, guys, we know what we've seen in the past. we seen that Dylan Gabriel can't get it done, and that's a big indicator right there. We seen that Dylan Gabriel hasn't got it done, so why would you even try to divide that up with Dylan Gabriel? If you're going off of what he said in the past, appreciate you there, Big Snacks, man, and I will get with you, man. Since I've got myself back together, I will reach out to you and we will get this collaboration going. So I appreciate you reaching out, my brother. But if you go off of what happened in the past, what is going on? So Dylan Gabriel, that kind of weeds Dylan Gabriel out, guys. And I will read that again. He said quarterback one, going on basically off of what we've seen in the past and where the year ended last year. That's all you probably need to read in preference. That's probably what you just need to preference right there on what we've seen in the past and how the year ended. How did the year end? The year ended Shadeur Sanders as quarterback one. For everybody in the chat that's not following Big Snacks, make sure y'all go follow Big Snacks and check out his videos, hype the videos up. Yeah, so based off of how the year ended, how did the year end? The year ended as Shadeur Sanders as quarterback one. So basically, this whole article that was written, wrote, it could have stopped right there. As far as who's in the driver's seat for the competition, Monken said he isn't ready to say. He indicated that the staff will make a determination on which one of these three will get the first crack at being quarterback one, going off basically what we've seen in the past and where the year ended last year. Do y'all understand what Todd Monken did right there? And see, Todd Monken been doing this the whole time, playing in the Cleveland media's face. Because the Cleveland media, they're reaching for answers. And Todd Monken is leaving that cliffhanger. You see that, right? Todd Monken is leaving that cliffhanger. You see what I'm saying? And it ended off with Shadeur Sanders knocking off the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what we saw in the past. So Dylan Gabriel was an afterthought. Now, when it comes to Deshaun Watson, we don't have too much tape going on Deshaun Watson since the injury. All we've seen is him trying to make a comeback, rehabilitating himself, out there throwing balls and getting workouts in. But we haven't seen him on an NFL football field with the big guys coming at you. So Todd Monken just basically, like I said from the start of some of the videos when Todd Monken first took over as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, and he shut Mary Kay Cabot down right at the gate when she tried to jump in head first and ask these questions about the quarterback one situation. Todd Monken just put it out there to let her know, man, just think. Just read the lines, not in between the lines. I'm giving it to you. Y'all can interpret it any way y'all want. And then he says, by the rationale, it would appear that Sanders, who started the Browns' final 7 games under the former staff, would have the lead. Monken even mentioned that he has predominantly displayed in his office on the gold porcelain horse's head that Sanders gifted him this offseason because how often Sanders visits him there. And you can call it what you want to call it. You can say what you want to say. But based off of what this article is saying, Shadeur Sanders is the front runner. And Todd Monken been saying that ever since he's been introduced as the Cleveland Browns head coach. And see, that's the problem what the Cleveland media have. The Cleveland media have no answers to a really smart Todd Monken. Exactly, Nicole. They can't get over that porcelain horse head. And they can't get over the fact that Todd Monken posted that on his social media. They can't get over the fact that the viral video of Shadeur Sanders and Todd Monken's interaction after he was named head coach. See, they don't, and look, I wonder if the Cleveland media would touch on this instead of guessing. I wonder if the Cleveland media is going to talk about this tomorrow because this information just came out this evening. And I wonder if they're going to talk about this. I wonder what Anthony Lyman, Jason Lloyd, and Jay Crawford is going to say now. And even Bull. I wonder what it is. That's crazy. I heard someone say it was a bribe. And maybe Deshaun Watson needs to give him the gold elephant as a bribe. That is crazy. That is asinine. That is crazy work, man. But like I've told people, it comes to a point where Todd Monken is just coming out telling people what it is, and people can't accept that. People want to pussyfoot around. They want to pussyfoot around it and say, oh, nah, Todd Monken's not coming out telling nobody that Shadeur Sanders is quarterback one. I find that hard to believe, man. I find that hard to believe. And one thing about Todd Monken, he's not leaving no stone unturned. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that he's coming out letting people know what it is, man. He's not hiding behind nothing. You know, the stuff that Kevin Stefanski did, he kept silent. He said it was going to be a quarterback competition, but that never went down. But Todd Monken is being honest. Todd Monken said, look, I don't care what y'all think. I don't care what y'all say, but these reps are not getting distributed evenly. And you heard that from Todd Monken, the head coach. So if any report comes out saying that, oh, Dylan Gabriel didn't get no reps, oh, Todd Monken told it to you on March 31st, 2026. He told you. He's not going to distribute this stuff even. Why would you distribute it evenly? Because you want to see what you got going forward. And if you're looking at the past, you know what happened in the past. You know what happened. You know what happened. Shadeur Sanders ended the season, 7 straight games, 2-game win streak going into the offseason, was quarterback one. How can you strip that away from him? So everything that the Cleveland media has said, it's a crock of shit because they just don't want Shadeur Sanders. They just don't want Shadeur Sanders, man. That's the bad thing. They just don't want Shadeur Sanders. You see what I'm saying? They just don't want it. And look, this is the stuff that you guys got to understand. This is the stuff that you got to understand. I'm going to put this up so you guys can see this. I just want y'all to preference this right here. Todd Monken didn't say it outright, but his message on Shadeur Sanders was clear. He didn't say it outright, but his message was clear. Y'all follow my drift? He didn't say it outright, but the message is clear. And that's what I've been telling people all along. He ain't got to say it outright. His message is clear. That's the problem. You don't have to say it outright, but your message is clear. So he's been sending a clear out message to let y'all know Shadeur Sanders is his guy, regardless of how the Cleveland media interpret it. And it bothers me because the Cleveland media and these insiders still want to talk about this quarterback situation, man. Let it go. Because everything that they talk about this quarterback, what is Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam and Todd Monken doing? They going out getting guys in the trenches. They making moves for offensive linemen so they can position themselves in the draft where at the number 6 pick, you can go with the wide receiver everybody wants in Cornell Tate. See, smart moves. They Todd Monken and Andrew Berry in his little interview, it's almost, if you pay attention to it, he kind of like shut Mary Kay Cabot out of there. Like these people are crazy. Exactly, Craig. He's killing the Cleveland media because of the fact of what he's saying. And because now the Cleveland media can interpret it and say, oh, he hasn't came out and said that Shadeur Sanders is the outright starter. See, they want to interpret it any way that they want to interpret it. But Stevie Wonder could even see that and listen to that and say, hey, Shadeur Sanders is the number 1 guy. He's just giving it to you raw and uncut. And the Cleveland media can't take it. He's giving it to you raw, no Diddy, but he's giving it to you that way. You know what I'm saying? And they want to, the Cleveland media wants their own quarterback. But what have I told you guys? I told you the situation is the Cleveland media did not want Todd Monken as the head coach, man, because now you got some structure. Now you got a no-nonsense type person. And me personally, I've liked the way Todd Monken has constructed this. I like the fact that he knows how to play in the Cleveland media's face. Because I think Todd Monken has really set back and grasped everything that has went on in Cleveland last year with this whole situation with Shadeur Sanders. And the fact that now all the insiders that say, I got sources, inside sources around the team facility. Where are them sources at now? All them sources is gone. Your information is dried up and you can't get no information. That's the problem. So I find it kind of interesting that when you can't get no information, now you just start guessing. Now you just start saying anything. That's the crazy thing about it. And then the fact that, see, Shadeur Sanders, he knows something that everybody else don't know. He knows he's in good position to be quarterback 1. Because he did his due diligence, he did his homework, and he went back to his roots of number 2. You know, I've been out of the loop for a minute, but Shadeur Sanders got that number 2 back. He's going back to the comfortability of who he is. I know a lot of people said, man, he should have kept number 12. That's a new chapter in his life. Nah, you go back to what's familiar to you, man. He was building a brand off of that 2 legendary. And you want that to stay with you. You don't want to be these type of players that have all these different numbers that have no significance to you. So that's crazy. So like I told you guys before, I was like, you don't have to be a Cleveland Browns fan to support Shadeur Sanders. But best believe me, y'all gonna be tuned in watching every Cleveland game. Y'all gonna be tuned in. That was the same kind of vibe that Colorado Buffaloes was getting. Everybody was tuned in to watch the Colorado Buffaloes because of Deion Sanders, Shadeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Shiloh Sanders, and the rest of them. And there's no way you can get around it. Because if you say you're not, you're lying to yourself. And you got to stop fooling yourself because you're not fooling me. That's the difference. That is the difference, man. So with Todd Monken being a head coach of the Cleveland Browns, it just changes it's like me and G. Bush said, it's a whole new culture drive. Whole new culture drive. They brought somebody in that is driving the culture. That is he's a big, he's a big statue. He's a big piece. People can relate to Shadeur. He was raised right. And you know what's crazy about it? Because I've always said to myself, even though Shadeur Sanders was a 5th round pick, I never treated Shadeur Sanders as a 5th round pick because I know he's a 1st round talent. That's my expectations on him. Any other expectations that anybody else got for him, that's on them. But me personally, I've never treated Shadeur Sanders as a 5th round pick because I know he's a 1st round talent. That's the difference. That is the difference, man. But Todd Monken, man, it's crazy how Todd Monken be having these people amped up because they try. Basically, I think the Cleveland media is trying to get inside the brain of Todd Monken to see how he's thinking. But he's always ahead of them. And then you know what's crazy? It's crazy that y'all's girl Mary Kay Cabot had to report. This is what Mary Kay Cabot had to report, guys. Mary Kay Cabot is the one that reported and said Browns head coach Todd Monken missed the NFL head coaching group photo because he was getting a haircut. See, this Mary Kay Cabot is trying to find things to write about. Do y'all see that? Mary Kay Cabot is trying to find things to write about. That is diabolical. When you have nothing else to write about, this is what you write about. Because, see, the thing about it is Mary Kay was trying to figure out where was Todd Monken. So now she finds out he's getting a haircut. She produces a story about that. You see, we can't make stuff up like this, man. It's out there. Like, she wants to be so in the loop. Like she is down with Todd Monken, but it's not that. It's not that. So for those that are just coming in, man, let's take a listen. Let's take a listen once again what Todd Monken had to say. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Ourselves a chance to at least evaluate who we have on the roster, whoever that might be, as we go through the offseason.
Aren't going to be divided evenly, so I assume like somebody's going to get more reps without looking at Deshaun's prior film or knowing how they're fit in your offense. How do you decide who is kind of QB1 tentatively to start the offseason workouts?
By basically what we've seen in the past and where the year ended last year.
So does that mean Shadeur gets the bulk of the reps?
I'm not ready to say that yet. I just said the reps can't be.
See, that's all you need to hear, man. That's all you need to hear, man. All you need to hear is when Todd Monken said, going off of what the past and how the year ended. So, chat, how did the year end, man? Chat, let me know. How did the year end? How did the year end, chat? Chat, talk to me, man. How did the year end? Who was quarterback one when the year ended? They keep rephrasing the same dang. That's the only thing. Hey, Nicole, that's the only thing that you really got to pay attention to. After that, if I was Todd Monken, I'd have walked away. Because that's all you really have to. That's all you have to say. That's all you really have to say. I would walk away. That's Jason Lloyd asking about Shadeur. Hey, I will walk away. That's all you have to. That's basically all you have to pay attention to. Now, I don't know. Guys, I'm not even going to play this because of the copyright, restraints on here. But I want to show you guys something. I just want to show you something. This is what I want to show y'all. Look at this. I just opened up Twitter. And I don't know who this Matt guy is. It says Stefanski held me back. Stefanski hated him. Stefanski didn't want to coach him. This is something that got to deal with Deshaun Watson. I can't play it because it's not going to let me play. But I don't know if this interview, this was on the Dogs. This was an old podcast with Kevin Stefanski and Deshaun Watson. And they laughing and chuckling and giggling with each other. And that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part, man. I told you, some of this stuff is just insane. And everybody is, ex-players just really didn't like Kevin Stefanski. They didn't care too much for Kevin Stefanski. But we'll go and finish.
Divided up evenly. There's no chance it can be divided up evenly. At least on a daily basis.
Why would you not divide the reps up evenly?
Listen to Mary Kay.
What is your thinking or philosophy behind not doing that?
Well, I think there's always competition, irrespective of the number of reps a player gets. The number of reps a player gets doesn't eliminate competition. It's just in a given day. Let's say, for instance, you want to see a quarterback with the first group, a second group, a third group. Well, are you going to divide those reps up evenly? Are you going to divide up the reps everywhere evenly? I don't see it that way. I don't see it. That doesn't mean there's not competition. I just see it as in a given day, and it'll be daily in terms of who gets what reps and when. Because we certainly want to allocate our reps to the players we feel like are going to give us the best chance to win.
Now, y'all heard what he said? Y'all heard what he said? He said, we want to allocate the reps to the player that's going to give us the best possible chance to win. Now, guys, who do you think gives them the best possible chance to win? This is what this is about. Who gives the Cleveland Browns, of all the quarterbacks that are in the room, a best possible chance to win? Because we've known that Cleveland hasn't brought no other quarterbacks in. And this thing is starting to open up on April 7th. So who's the front runner? Like, I mean, some of this stuff you just can't sit back and make up. All you have to do is listen. All you have to do is listen. And basically, Todd Monken is telling you what it is. Yeah, it's no information that can be leaked out from Kevin Stefanski, Mary Kay Cabot, and Tony Grossi and stuff like that. They've been held out. They've been shut down. So now you heard it from the coach. Turn the fan. Yeah, so that's what it is. Todd Monken is giving that information out there. Yeah, y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all hit the like button, man. Get me back off in the algorithm. Wonderful moderators, man, do a great job of trying to get me back in the algorithm. Crazy how YouTube be working. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically, man. Todd Monken just really summed it up, man. See, everybody's focused on the quarterback, though. That's the problem. The Cleveland media has created this monster in this narrative. They all focused on the quarterback. So that's going to be the talk. That is going to be the talk. The talk is about the quarterback, nothing else. Talk is about the quarterback, nothing else. They don't want to talk about how they upgraded their offensive line. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about how they upgrading the offensive line. And see, look, and the crazy thing about it is, it's kind of crazy that nobody really in the Cleveland media really wanted to talk about the video that was surfacing around Jerry Jeudy and Shadeur Sanders out getting some work in. They don't want to talk about the draft and their prospects. They want to talk about quarterbacks. They want to overlook at everything. Even when they talk about the draft, they talk about these quarterbacks that they should draft. That's the crazy thing about it. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Shadeur Sanders, everything that Shadeur does. And you know, it's crazy that this Cleveland media insider still have this notion that he stunk it up and he's the worst quarterback since sliced bread. He's the worst quarterback in decades. That's the problem. But they gonna mess around and find out. What's up, so pretty Tony? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Trying to get myself back together. But yeah, man, that's the thing about it, man. Is the Cleveland media is just, I don't know what they be doing. I don't know what they be doing. But like Nicole said, they got shut out. They don't got no information, man. Their information is limited. And why is that information limited? They pulled the plug on them. They took the access away. They took that access away. But yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys coming back. Appreciate the people that was here. We got over 70 people watching. Do me a favor. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If you're watching it on the playback, make sure y'all hype the video up. I appreciate all the genuine love and support that you guys have for KSAP. Appreciate all your heartfelt prayers and comments on my video. Appreciate that. And if you haven't saw the video, man, share that video out, man. A lot more people need to see that video, man. Appreciate you, Nicole. A lot more people need to see that video, man, because it just don't resonate with me. It resonates with a lot of people. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me, man, telling me I appreciate you being vulnerable in that setting. You know, me personally, I'm not scared to show no vulnerability. And, you know, men got feelings too. I get emotional a lot of things. You know, a lot of things that we go through, people don't know unless you tell them. What's that saying? A closed mouth don't get fed. And something had to happen to me for me to come on here and share my testimony. Because like, you know, the doctors and the nurses said, man, I was supposed to have been checked out. I'm walking around here under normal circumstances. I'm walking around here under normal circumstances, acting as if everything was normal. To me, I felt normal, but the hospitals and the signs and the readings and the numbers, they wasn't normal. And the doctors are looking at me like, man, what is keeping this guy here? Every time they came in to check on me, they asked me, I got chest pains. Am I dizzy? Am I faint? Do I feel like I'm going to pass out? Damn, guys, they wouldn't even let me get up out the bed. It was at one point that I just wanted to set up. As soon as my feet hit the ground, the bed went off and said, your care team is on their way to assist you. Like I was strapped in. I couldn't move. Had all these things hooked to my chest, IVs in my arm. I now wear a heart monitor. Like it's crazy. But I'm thinking that I'm feeling good. I thought that I could go out and shoot me a couple jumpers. CT scans, ultrasound, MRIs. I had every test known to man. And they just couldn't believe with the blood pressure numbers the way they was, it's not normal. When your blood pressure is sitting up there at 229 over 179, I should have been checked out. They said I should have had a stroke. They said some parts of my body should have just went numb. But that never happened. I'm sitting there feeling like I could run a lap. So from Wednesday all the way to Saturday morning, I'm strapped down. Every time I thought I could get some rest, they coming in there, poking my finger, taking my blood and sugar, drawing blood from me, everything. I don't know how many marks I got on my arm for these IVs being up in me. Like they was torturing me. They was torturing me. They was taking all my blood away from me. And that still didn't have me weak. I still stood strong. It was by the grace of God and the mercy of his people that I made it through. And Friday night, going into Saturday morning, in the middle of the night, things got real. Because the nurse looked at my wife and looked at me and said, do y'all believe in God? And we said, absolutely, 100%. Because they took me off the cardine drips. Once they took me off the cardine drips, my blood pressure started elevating back up. And the crazy thing about it is the cardine was the only thing that was keeping my blood pressure under control because I wasn't able to take my regular blood pressure pills. But for some reason, the blood pressure pills that I was taking was not working for me. So I'm saying this to say this. I take 4 different blood pressure medications to control my blood pressure right now. And one of the dosage was up from 30 milligrams up to 90 milligrams. And with that being said, them nurses prayed over me. And when they started praying and saying the things that they were saying, I knew it was real. Because me personally, I didn't even know I was in the ICU unit. That's where I was. I was in the ICU unit. And when they took me off the Cardine drips and shot some medication through the IV, the medication that they did, it raised my blood pressure back up to 229. So that didn't work. So then they started putting the pills together, some combinations that finally worked. Texas Cocoa 41, man. I had a lung test. I had a kidney test. I had every test known to man, man. And the crazy thing about it is all the tests came back negative. And the crazy thing about it is, like I said, I deal with blood clots, DVT, deep vein thrombosis. Had an ultrasound done on my leg, my inner thigh where the blood clot was. The radiologist, the cardiac radiology guy said he don't see no active DVT. So that was a blessing. And then they did another ultrasound on the right side because of where I was getting the tingling in my 3 fingers that made me have to be rushed to the hospital on Wednesday. They did all that. Signs was negative. And basically they said the tingling could have came from, they gave all kinds of stuff. The tharp, I can't even pronounce it, man. Nepatharthy, I don't know. Also, they try to say something about carpal tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So now I got 2 more tests I got to get ran. I got to get something nerves in my neck. I got to get a scope of that and another calc score. But other than that, like I said, I've been operating under normal circumstances. Nephrology. Yeah, something with the nerves. You're right, Texas Coco. So like I said, fellas, anybody that's in the chat, yeah, I can't even pronounce that, Tammy, but you're right. Yeah, that right there. But anybody that's in the chat, like I said, I'm a 53-year-old male, be 54 in April. And as you get older, man, your body breaks down, but your body tells you, man. So anything that you feel that is out of place and you're uncertain, go get it checked out, fellas. Please go get it checked out. Because all I could sit there and think about is things leading up. And like I said, my son is a senior. They just won the championship in basketball, state championship. I've always talked about his graduation. And I laid there and I thought about it, man. That's something I would never miss in the world. And I'm just sitting there. I was thinking about my grandkids. I was just thinking about everything, man. I was trying to think happy thoughts, man, just to relax myself, to make sure everything was all right. But I'm still here by the grace of God and the mercy of his people. Like you said, ADP, it wasn't my time. Nicole, it wasn't my time. So I'm still here to provide y'all with everything I can provide y'all. And I'm not scared of being vulnerable. So everybody that joined me tonight, I appreciate you. I am back. It's a slow grind to get back to dropping as much content as I used to drop, but I'll get back there. Just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. And I'm telling you guys, even females, man, go get yourself checked out. I know we don't want to hear the negative stuff, but one thing that I got to understand is I went to get checked out for one thing. It led to all this other stuff. It led to all this other stuff. And I tell y'all one thing, hospital food is nasty. Hospital food is nasty. And like I tell people, like, because y'all used to tell me, man, y'all used to tell me that sometimes when I came on live and did these shows and dropped content, that would get y'all through the course of y'all's day. And for all the people that watched the videos, that reached out to me and all that, that got me through as well. So don't take it as I don't see your comment, because I see everybody in the comment section #salute. And this is how I tell people. I'm probably one of those ones on YouTube that interact with his chat and speak to the chat and acknowledge some of the things that y'all say. So don't get it twisted. I see y'all. That's why I've always said, man, people that come in here and they actively engage with the content, what do I tell y'all? Y'all can be a mod of my channel. And I have rewarded a lot of people by being mods of the Simply Ball Dropping channel and part of this network. We're family. You guys told me before that I got y'all through some hard times. Well, shit, y'all done got me through a fucking hard time. Just by seeing y'all's comments on videos and the video that I dropped being vulnerable about the Lord spared my life. Exactly. Hey, Nicole, I'm going to put that up there, Nicole, because Nicole, you pay attention. You pay attention to a lot of things that I said. I said, I don't need a super chat to be noticed, man. Super chats is, if they come, they come. But if they don't, that don't stop me from doing what I got to do. A super chat don't get me noticed, man. A super chat don't get me noticed, man. But it's available for y'all to send on your own free will. And also to join the channel on your own free will. I'm not forcing nobody to do nothing. I just come on here and do what I'm supposed to do, interact with my chat. Everything else is going to fall in line. Everything else is going to take care of itself. And wonderful people like Nicole that come here every day when I do go live, that always speaks kindness in the chat, has always been fair with everybody in the chat. Even my moderators engage with people in the chat. So don't get it twisted and don't take it any type of way. If you post a comment and you don't see it on the screen, that don't mean that I didn't see it. Because I go back, like my wife say, do you go back and read some of the comments that people post on your videos? Yeah, because the notifications go on. I have it on silent on my phone so it don't make noise because I get a lot of notifications. But when I open up my phone, I see the YouTube notification. Somebody left a comment, but I had to turn the audio off on the comments, the alerts, because so many come in through the course of the night. What you say? What you say, man? I knew it. You neglected us, man. I don't neglect nobody, man. I appreciate everybody, man. I'm just a type of person that I like to engage with the chat. Because I tell you this, guys, I see a lot of celebrities that have these YouTube channels that are popping, that get over 100,000 views, damn near millions of views. But one thing that really irks me about that is you see people in the chat donating their money, $10 super chats, $50 super chats. And these celebrities don't even acknowledge the super chat. Don't even acknowledge the super chat. Exactly. So, guys, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody. Cottage 81, man. Let me go. Look, Cottage, man, you've been on my, man, look, I don't know why you don't have a wrench over here, but let me see if I can get you that wrench, Cottage. I mean, let me see what's going on. Let me get you your wrench, man. ADP, you were supposed to give Cottage the wrench, man. I don't know why you didn't give Cottage his wrench. Appreciate you, Texas Coco. There you go, Cottage. I got your wrench, man. Yeah. ADP, hey, Cottage on my head, but he should be getting at you because you were supposed to give Cottage the wrench, man. ADP, you're not doing your job. Stat Killer, what's up? Yeah, so man, let me go ahead and get up off of here. I appreciate y'all's time this evening, man. We will be back tomorrow. We trying to get back in the swing of things. We will be back here tomorrow. Yeah, so Pretty Tony, why come you didn't give Cottage the wrench, man? Yeah, you got to give Cottage the wrench, man. Y'all got to, hey, y'all moderators, y'all got to stop being like that. Y'all got to stop being, look, I gave him the wrench. I gave it to him, but y'all got to stop being like that. I thought I had my shooters with me. Y'all letting me down, man. But yeah, man, let me get up off of here, man. I appreciate you. Sell more fun. That's the stuff that I be talking about, man. Hey, look. This is stuff I'll be talking about, Sell more fun. Like some of these celebrities, they be having all these people, but they don't acknowledge the super chats, and people are donating money. They be sending 10, 15, 20, 50, $100 super chats. Just thinking that they supposed to get a mention, but these celebrities overlook them, man. Trill City, what's up, man? So yeah, so basically, man, we gonna get up out of here. Appreciate all your love and support. But you know what I always say, man? You know what I always say? This gonna wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.